Hello, good morning students. See, welcome back to our e-learning session. It is initiated by Vidyadish Vidya Sankul under the guidelines of Dr. G.M. Sutaria sir. Okay, see, in our last lecture, we complete our chapter number 5 from my side. That means here I am complete all the illustration of chapter number 5 and we will discuss your difficulties in our regular day-to-day schooling lectures. Okay, so now I am saying that here I am complete from my side chapter number 5 differentiation of part 2 statistics. Okay, so now for today we will start our next chapter, that is C. In first part we all complete all the chapters completed, first, second, third, fourth, all the chapters of part 1 is completed, and now in second part most probably two different chapters, difficult chapters, that is here the chapter number 4 and chapter number 5, that is limit and differentiation is over. Now only the left side is your doubts, that is exercise 5 questions, some questions of exercise 5, that is your doubts. Now see the most important chapters for the statistics, and somehow it is difficult to some students, that is that chapter is chapter number 1, that is probability. See, these chapter number 1, 2 and 3 are interlinked. That's why I am taking now 3 chapters in link. See, chapter number 1 will start today, that is probability. Okay, so shall we start? Okay, see, this chapter is somehow theoretical difficult. See, this is a chapter in which the theory is most important, because the question is also asked in theory form. You have to apply your mind to understand the question first and then give the answer. See, only the formula is 1 or 2 from the on this in this chapter. See, not 1 or 2, 5 or 6 formulas are there, but the application of that particular formula is most important, so you have to apply your mind here. So first of all we are understanding the theory of this chapter, that is on first page. See what we have to see, what is the contents of this chapter. See the page number 1, that is into this chapter probability. First of all we have to show the introduction, then random experiment and sample space. We have to know about what is the random experiment, and from that what is the sample space. Now the most important thing, most important point for theory factor, it is event. See, in this chapter 3 marks theory, that is definition of 3 marks from this chapter will ask, and it will ask from this event, that is certain events, impossible events, special event, and other theories of 1 mark. 1 mark definitions are there, 10 to 12 definitions are there. See, we have to see that particular all the definitions, because it is important as a point of view of theory portion, will ask in the board examination. Okay, next the mathematical definition of a probability. See, this is just a mathematical definition that we don't have to know about that, we just know the formula of probability, nothing else. Next, law of addition of probability. See, that is the formula. will use in the regular questions. So we have to see that law of addition of the probability. Next point is conditional probability. See, the most difficult topic of this chapter is conditional probability. Right? Up to that, all the sums are very easy. You have to apply your simple mind to solve that. But the conditional probability is based on the condition. That is, one thing is given, on that condition you have to prove, you have to solve the second thing. Okay, so that's why that point is most difficult. So conditional probability and law of multiplication of probability, again law of addition and law of multiplication of probability, both are the formula for the probability. Under that, conditional probability, then independent events, then law of multiplication of probability, and then selection with or without replacement. With or without replacement, again a most important point. And the last one is statistical definition of probability. That just we have to show that it is not most important. Okay, so now we'll start with the introduction. I am reading that. See, this chapter is theoretical chapter, and that's why we have to read all the lines of the particular chapter. Okay, so we will start this chapter by line to line. Introduction. Many events occur in our day-to-day life. We can definitely say for many events that these events will certainly happen. Always. Some events are very important and we all know about that it will happen. See, you are seeing the lecture today, right? So the timing for the lecture is say 2 to 3. So your mind is very set about that. On 2 o'clock I have to see the Sir's lecture. Okay, so that is the certain event. That is the certain event. See, for example, some example is given here. Each person taking birth will die. That is certain event. Next, a fruit freely falling from a tree will fall on ground, compulsory. Right? If the profit per item of a trader is rupees 10, then he will earn a profit of rupees 500 by selling 50 items, obviously. Right? If a person invests 1 lakh in a nationalized bank at the annual interest rate of 7.5%, then interest received will be 7,500. All these events are certain events. It will fix from the starting of the event, or you can say it will fix from before starting of the event. Okay, so it will call a certain event. These events are certain, but some events are such that we cannot be definitely say in advance whether they will happen or not. That is not a certain event. See, if I am saying you that you have to see my lecture at 2 to 3, that means I am putting my lecture at 2 o'clock and you have to see that lecture on 2 o'clock. That is certain event. But some events are there which are we cannot in previous day we cannot forecast that it will happen or not. What is that? See the example. For example, getting head on the upper side after tossing a balanced coin. If I am tossing a coin, see, coin has two sides. One is head, second is tail. So I cannot say that while while tossing a coin, the main answer, last answer is head, or I cannot say that it is tail. It may be head or it may be tail. So it is not certain event, right? So it is based on the probability. Okay. Next example. Getting number 3 on a upper side of a die when a 6-face unbased die is thrown. 6-base unbased die. So on upper side 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Any number can be seen. So it is also, we cannot say that after throwing a die, we cannot say that this particular number is on the upper side of that particular die. Okay. It will be 1, 2, 6. Maybe anyone. Right? The new baby to be born will be a boy. That we cannot say in previous, that is we cannot forecast about that. An item produced in a factory is non-defective, we will not say that in previous day. What will be the total rainfall in the certain region in the current year? Okay. What will be the wheat production in a state in a current year? What will be the result of a cricket match played between teams of two countries, etc.? We cannot say that, we cannot forecast result of that particular events. We only just make a probability that it will happen. There is a 2 option, 3 option, or more than 2 option in the events that will happen, right? So we cannot say with the certainty that these events will definitely occur. It is not possible to give precise prediction about the occurrence of such events. We can initially get some idea about the possibility of the happening or not happening for these events, but there is uncertainty regarding happening or non happening of these events. See, we can say while tossing a coin, we can say that it is head or it is tail. See, we can just idea, we have just an idea. We cannot say specifically that it will be compulsory or it is head. No, we cannot say, right? We accept that the occurrence or non-occurrence of these events depends upon the unknown elements, which is called a chance, right? Chance to come head, chance to come tail, okay? Chance to come a win a match, or chance to come a loses of your match, okay? So it will be a chance, right? It is known as chance. Such events which depends on the chance are called random events. What is a random event? See, we have to see the random event. What is that? Random event, whichever depend on the chance, it is called a random event, which is finally confirmed that is a certain event, but which is depend on the chance, that is called a random event. So the difference between the certain event and the random event is that the confirmation of the event will get that we can know that about it is a certain event, and whenever the chance to come two or more results, then it will be a call a random event, okay? See, now we shall study the theory of probability, the classical definition of probability. Probability is used to numerically express the possibility of these uncertain events. We have to see that particular probability, which type of event will happen in the future. That means we can forecast the event of probability of the event, okay? We shall study the theory of probability, the classical definition of probability, its statistical definition, and the illustrations showing utility of probability. Okay, now let us see the experiment of certain terms which are useful to the study of probability. Now random experiment and sample space, two important points. See, what is random experiment? That is same. We are discussing about the random event that is called a random experiment. What is that? First experiment, when we toss a balanced coin, see, it will happen the answer, that is the final answer possible of outcome is head or tail. Final outcomes of that particular events is head or tail. So it is called a random event. One, it is not certain that whenever we are tossing a coin, it will be head. It may be tail also. That's why this is an experiment, right? We assume that the coin does not stand on its edge. See, we cannot say that coin cannot say here not head, not tail. Coin does not stand on its edge. Okay? Thus, H, that is head, T, that is tail, are the only possible outcomes for the experiment of tossing a coin. But which is outcomes will be obtained among these two outcomes cannot be said with certainty before conducting the experiment. See, we cannot say before conducting the experiment this will happen, and that's why this is called a random experiment, or you can say this is called a random event also. Experiment number 2, same. 1 2 3 4 5 6 balanced die, we are throwing the balanced die on the upper side. 1 2 3 4 5 or 6, any number will show, that is called a random experiment. Okay, same. Next, third, see, suppose there is a wheel marked with the 1 to 10 numbers, sorry, 0 to 9 numbers, 10 numbers but 0 to 9, 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and 9, right? Pointer is kept against it. If this wheel is rotated with hand, it will spin and become stable after some time, right? When the wheel sports any one of the numbers 0 to 9, any one of the number will appear against the pointer. This number is the winning number, right? This is the winning number. You have to say that particular number, and if that particular number is on the point, then you are the winner, otherwise you are the loser, right? So it is again a random experiment, or you can say a random event. Okay, now see on the third page, these experiment 1 2 3 shown above are called random experiment. A random experiment is defined as follows: the experiment which can be, see, underline that particular line, the experiment which can be independently repeated under the identical conditions and all its possible outcomes are known, but which of the outcome will appear cannot be predicted with certainty before conducting the experiment, is called a random experiment. This is the definition of random experiment. See, underline this, or if in exercise, that is in exercise 1, the question regarding what is random experiment, you have to write these 3 lines. See, the experiment which can be independently, starting point is this, and it is known as random experiment, is the ending point. See, the event which is not certain, but the outcomes will know. We will know the outcomes. See, after tossing a coin, we know that only head or tail, 2 outcomes are there, but which, that we cannot say, right? After throwing a die, 1 2 3 4 5 6 outcomes are there, that we know, but we cannot say specifically 3 are there, specifically 5 are there on the upper side of the die. Say that is called a random experiment. Okay, in our words, and in the definition we have to write these 3 lines. Okay, so the following characteristics of the random experiment can be deduced from its definition. What is that? A random experiment can be independently repeated under almost identical conditions, right? The condition is fixed. See, you have to say that your coin must be unbased, your die must be unbased, right? If it is based, then your answer will be certain, but if it is unbased, then your answer will be uncertain. Okay, so the first point, that is the first characteristics of random experiment, is a random experiment can be independently repeated under almost identical condition. One condition is fixed, 1 2 6 number are there, tail or head, 2 outcomes are there. So identical condition is that the experiment answer is fixed. Okay, second, all possible outcomes of the random experiment are known, but which of the outcomes will appear cannot be predicted before the conducting of the experiment. And the third point, the random experiment result into a certain outcome. Random experiment result may be from head or tail. See, your result is also fixed. You will be pass or you will be fail. That is 2 results, 2 outcomes are there. Okay, so if you are practicing hard and hard, then you will be pass or you will get 70-80% into the board. But if you are not doing anything, then you will be fail. Okay, so outcomes is compulsory, it is fixed. Right now it is fixed, you are pass or you are fail. There are only 2 outcomes, but you are pass or fail, it is not compulsorily say from right now, because it is depends on certain events, right? Your practice is your answer here, my answer is changed when your practice is hard and hard. Okay, now the second point, that is sample space. See that from random experiment, what is sample space? The set of all possible outcomes of a random experiment is called a sample space of that random experiment. See, underline these because it is a definition of sample space. What is that? See, under the tossing a coin, what is a sample space? Head and tail, both are sample space. Under throwing a die, what is a sample space? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. 6 outcomes are there. See, we know the outcomes, what are the outcomes of that particular events, but we cannot definitely say this one is the outcome. All outcomes we know, but whichever is the final answer, that we don't know. See, that is a sample space. All the outcomes that we know, that is called a sample space. I am again repeating that the set of all possible outcomes of a random experiment is called a sample space of that random experiment. Okay, the sample space is generally denoted by U or S. Okay, the elements of sample space are called a sample point. See, under that sample space, head or tail are there, it is called a sample point. Experiment 1, toss a balanced coin. There are total 2 possible outcomes of the random experiment, H and T. Thus, the sample space can be written here, U is equal to H and T, right? Capital U, or you can say you have to write capital S also. Capital U or capital S, we can denote the sample space by both C, U or S. Okay, and here now second experiment, to throw a balanced die with the 6 face with numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on it. There are total 6 possible outcomes of this random experiment, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Therefore, the sample space of that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Right? These are the sample space of throwing a unbased die. And now in the next experiment, that is 0 to 9 point, to decide the winning number by rotating a wheel marked with the numbers 0 to 9. See, there are total 10 possible outcomes for the these random experiment. Thus the sample space U is equal to here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Total 10 outcomes of that particular experiment, and this is called a sample space. Right? Now see on the next page, page number 4, finite sample space and infinite sample space. What is finite sample space? If the total number of possible outcomes in the sample space is a finite, then it is called a finite sample space. It is very easy. In the definition, in the question, the answer is there, finite sample space. That means the total number of possible outcomes is finite, then it is called a finite sample space. Or the total number of outcomes is infinite in a sample space, then it is called an infinite sample space. Okay, see, for example, for the finite sample space, for example, the sample space of all the 3 random experiments given above are finite sample space, because we know the total outcome. Here in tossing a coin, here throwing a die, here pointing out the wheel, rotate out the wheel. Here we know the final answer, that is we know all the sample space. That's why it is called a finite sample space. But now the example of the infinite sample space, see that, for example, if the life of electric bulbs from the production is recorded in hours, then it is a real number, right? Life of the bulb is recorded in a real number. The value of bulb will be 0 or more compulsory. If the bulb is defective, then the life is 0. If the bulb is very good, very high, then the life is more than 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 100, 500 hours, right? So the answer will be not negative, it will be positive. Minimum 0. If the bulb are defective, then the life of the bulb is 0 hours. Or if the bulb is good or normal, then the life of that particular bulb is 10, 50, 100, 200 hours, right? Okay, so thus there will be a infinite possible outcomes for the experiment of the measuring life of the bulbs. The sample space will be L/L greater than or equal to 0, comma L belongs to R. L belongs to R, that means what? Here the life of the bulbs is always positive, not in negative, right? See, if the maximum life of electric bulb is assumed to be 700 hours, the sample space will be U is equal to L/0 less than or equal to L less than or equal to 700. Minimum 0 or maximum 700. Between that L is there, that's why between that life of the bulbs are between 0 to 700 hours, right? Okay, so which is an infinite sample space? See, we can say that the number of outcomes we know, but we cannot count that. That means we cannot definitely say that these are the outcomes. That is called an infinite sample space. Here these are the finite sample space, and this is the example of infinite sample space. Now see the illustration number 1. Two balanced coins are tossed simultaneously. Two coins, right? Write a sample space of this random experiment. See here, two coin. Suppose first coin the outcome is head and tail. Again second coin, the outcome is again head and tail. But whenever two coins are simultaneously tossed, the outcome will be here. Your random experiment U is equal to first these and these. See, you have to multiply, or you can say here you have to do like that. From first coin H, from second coin H. That's why first random experiment is HH. Two balanced coin are thrown simultaneously, right? So from first coin H is there, from second coin H is there. That's why your first probability or your first outcome maybe not compulsory, maybe HH. In first coin head is there, in second coin again head is there. But the second thing is, in first coin head is there, but in the second coin tail is there. So HT is the second possibility, right? First possibility, what is the possibility of two balanced die thrown simultaneously? Okay, sorry, two balanced coin throw simultaneously, toss simultaneously. So H, then H, T. Next T. See, the first coin H is over. Now in first coin T. So T, and in the second coin H is there, so TH, and in first coin T and in the second coin T. So your total outcomes of two balanced coin tossed is HH, HT, TH and TT. Here these and these, HH, then HT, then TH and then TT. Four outcomes, that is the sample space of two balanced coin toss simultaneous. See that the answer U is equal to HH, HT, TH and TT. See, read the paragraph in the box. Any one of the outcomes out of H and T can be obtained on the first coin. Thus, this action can be done in two ways, and the other coin can also show one of the outcomes. One of the outcomes H and T, which can also be done in two ways according to the fundamental principle of the counting. For multiplication, the total number of outcomes will be 2 into 2. See, in first column, in first coin, the outcome will be 2. In the second coin, the outcome will be 2. So, the total outcome will be 2 into 2. Here, the total outcome will be 2 into 2, that's why 4. Here the outcome is 2, here again the outcome is 2, so 2 into 2, that's why total outcome of both two balanced coin tossed simultaneously is 2 into 2, that is 2 square. You can see here 2 square is equal to 4. Okay. It should be noted that here that the sample space for the experiment of tossing one balanced coin is 2 times will also be the same as above. If two different coin is tossed, or if only one coin is coined 2 times. See, one coin is tossed 2 times, the same answer. Two different coin tossed 1 time simultaneously, the same answer is there. Okay, so keep in mind, if two different coins and if one coin tossed 2 times, answer of that particular 2 is same. Okay, next illustration number 2. Two balanced dice are thrown where each die has numbers 1 to 6 on the 6 sides. Write the sample space of these experiments. See, you have to see these experiment and you have to write this experiment in your book, because it is very important in our regular practical questions, long questions, that is 2, 3 marks or 4 mark question. See, from these 2, 3 or 4 mark practical questions will ask. That's why we have to do that. These are only the easiest sums, but it will not ask into the board. Here it is the basic of that particular long sum. 2 to 3 marks sum or 4 marks sum, basic is given here in first, second, third example. Okay, so here I am writing that experiment, that is that sample space of two balanced die throw simultaneously, on that 1 to 6 numbers are there. Okay, so see that. See, first of all, on first die, what is the sample space? On second die, what is the sample space? Right? So, see, into the previous illustration, what will we did? See, H H H T T H T T. What means of that here? See, 1 1, then 1 2, then 1 3, 1 4, 1 5, 1 6. Again 2 2 1 2 2 2 3 2 4 2 5 2 6 3 3 1 3 2 3 3 3 4 3 5 3 6 and so on. So here the sample space of that particular two balanced die is 6 into 6. Here the outcome is 6, right? Here again the outcome is 6. So the sample space of two balanced die thrown simultaneously is, the total outcome is 6 into 6. See here, 6 into 6, that is 36, or you can say 6 square, that is 36. Which 36 outcomes are there? We have to write that as a sample space. Now see the answer. U is equal to 1 1, 1 2, 1 3, 1 4, 1 5 and 1 6. Then 2 1, 2 2, 2 3, 2 4, 2 5 and 2 6. Then 3 1, 3 2, 3 3, 3 4, 3 5 and 3 6. Again 4 1, 4 2, 4 3, 4 4, 4 5 and 4 6. 5 1, 5 2, 5 3, 5 4, 5 5 and 5 6. 6 1, 6 2, 6 3, 6 4, 6 5 and 6 6. See, these are the total 36. 1 2 3 4 5 6. 6 into 6. That's why total 36 are the outcomes of two balanced die thrown simultaneously. Okay, so compulsory, this is your answer. Please keep in mind, this answer you have to remember, and from this answer you have to give the next question's answer. So you have to keep in mind all these things. Please keep in mind all these questions and answer, because it is a base. See, it will not ask into the board, but on the basis of this sample space, many questions will ask into the board for 2 to 3 marks. So at that time you don't have to write this. You just have to keep in mind all these 36 experiment, all these 36 sample space or random experiment, and from that you have to give the answer of the further questions. Okay, so please write down this illustration number 1 and 2. Also you have to write down in your example book. See what do you have to write in your example book right now in the probability chapter. In the probability chapter you have to write first of all the definition of random experiment, then second one the definition of sample space. See, not example, only the definition, that is only 2 to 3 line answer, right? That it will be asked in 1 mark. So definition of random experiment you have to write in your example book. Next, definition of sample space you have to write in your example book. Next, your first illustration, that is here whenever the theory question. See, it is a just like a theory question, right? So here you have to write down also your question in example number 1 2 3 4 and 5. In first 5 example you have to write compulsory your question as well as your answer. See, what is the question first? In first illustration, two balanced coins are tossed simultaneously. This is the question. You have to write that, and your answer will be U is equal to HH, HT, TH and TT, right? In the second question, two balanced dice are thrown where each die has numbers 1 to 6 on the 6th side. Write the sample space of this experiment and your answer is here. U is equal to 1, 1, 2, 6, 6. Total 36 numbers, right? Total 36 events from this sample in this sample space. And read that particular paragraph on the box. Any one of the integer 1 to 6 can be shown on the upper side of the first die, which can occur in 6 ways, and the second die can also show one of the integers among 1 to 6 which will also occur in 6 ways. That's why the total number of outcomes will be here. The total number of outcomes will be 6 into 6, that is 6 square is equal to 36, right? According to the fundamental principle of a counting of for multiplication, right? Similarly, the sample space for the random experiment of throwing 3 balanced die. See, if here I am throwing a 2 balanced die, that means what? 6 into 6, that is 36 is the final answer. If I am throwing 3 balanced die, what is the answer? As per the mathematical rule, 6 into 6 into 6, that is 206 cube, that is 216. Total number of outcomes of that particular event, that is 3 balanced die are thrown simultaneously. The answer, that is a sample space, number of events under that is 216. Okay, so total outcomes is 216 when 3 balanced die are thrown simultaneously. Okay, so now in today's lecture, see, only there is no any homework from the exercise. You just have to read again and again. See, you have to read again 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 page. Total 1 to 5 page is your reading, and your homework here. Example 1 and 2, and also definition of random experiment and definition of sample space you have to write in your example book. Okay, so here I am complete my lecture. Here illustration number 3, 4, 5, 6 and the next important point, that is event, we will discuss in our next regular lecture, next lecture. Okay, so here I am complete my lecture. So thank you class.